My name is Onrie'S. You've seen me sell comics. I want to buy this comic.
Too bad, because that comic sucks!
You're watching Onrie'S Comic Mukbang Reviews. Prepare to get banged.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Onrie'S Comic Mukbang Reviews. I'm your host, Onrie'S. I can't believe we're doing this again. 4 episodes in now. This has been going on long enough. Shouldn't be allowed to do this. But alas, here I am, and there is nothing anyone on this earth can do to stop me from reviewing comics. It's just going to happen, and you're going to have to deal with it. That's how it goes. But anyway, we're here. Great week for comics. I just finished reading this big stack of books today. And in order to prepare for this week's reviews, I had to read even more stuff. So what have I been up to? Today, I got our shipment of books in. And not a lot of stuff, but 3 boxes got completely damaged. You can kind of see the picture here. You see that's a damaged box right there. So there are 3 Warline boxes that are completely damaged and 1 box of Beast and Shin books that are damaged. So I filed a report with the printer, and basically we're going to try and figure this out. So that's been fun dealing with that. But other than that, everything else is good. I mean, the majority of everything arrived fine, and I know that this will get resolved and stuff. But, you know, it's just after lifting and shifting and moving things around, it was really exhausting. And, I mean, this stuff happens, especially with international shipments. I don't think there's ever been an international shipment where I haven't had damaged product, in all honesty. But I've kind of enacted upon a new policy this year, thanks to my lawyer, Chris Deiskell. And this new policy says that if I receive damaged product, I am going to hold whoever sent me or whoever printed these books accountable. So whatever it is, whether they, cover the shipping costs or whether they reprint the books and ship it back on their own expense, whatever the case is, as long as it's accounted for, that's all that matters. So I'm actually in a winning position here, so I'm okay with it, but it's inconvenient. It's like, it's much nicer when things just arrive and you don't have to deal with crap like this. But, things like this happen, and it's life. And what are you going to do about it? It's all good. Small things. And we don't sweat the small things because we don't have enough sweat for it. But lots of cool things happened today. I got a lot of really awesome comics. So as you guys know, I've been on a hunt to complete my Frank Miller Daredevil run, and this weekend I made a really awesome purchase, and I got the first appearance of Elektra, which is really cool. And I'm actually going to get this book pressed and cleaned because it's not in the best shape. It's probably like a low grade book right now, but I think with some TLC we can definitely restore this book. Not restore it. Restore it is like really like tampering with it, but like, just get it to a point where it holds together. But this is the first appearance of Elektra, which is really cool. And I got it for a hell of a deal, which is really awesome. And I'm really happy about that, because this book's like a couple $100. I may have paid like about $100, and then I got like a bunch of other issues in that run. And then I picked up a bunch of other stuff over the weekend at Indie PopCon. I just wanted for my collection. I really like The Death of Wolverine, and I just saw it for like a really good deal. I love these covers, man. Like these foil covers are just so badass. I love this. So I got the whole series. So this is for the personal collection. I've read it before. It's good. But that's not what we're here to talk about tonight. It's tonight, damn it. We're here to talk about freaking comics that came out this week. And we had a pretty strong release. We had a pretty good release week, I'm going to be completely honest. And I'm going to review the books in the order that I read them. And so we're going to start with Amazing Spider-Man, Venom, Death Spiral, Body Count, which after 9 whole chapters of Death Spiral, we finally learn the story of who this new villain Torment is. And it's written by Charles Soule. I hate everything about this. I really do. I really hate everything about this. This is like everything that I don't want to see with the villain. It's like this is the villain that is the bad guy because he says he's the bad guy, and you, the reader, are supposed to know that he's the bad guy because he's telling you he's the bad guy and he's doing bad things that make him a bad guy. I don't feel like there's anything that truly makes me understand why he's a bad guy now that I know his story, because they kind of gave us like an idea that it was Peter Parker's cousin at the end of the run, and then now they tell us it's somebody else. So he has a different backstory now, but I still just don't buy it with this villain. I don't know why we needed him, and I don't feel like he connects in any way to Spider-Man in a meaningful way. There is a connection to Carnage, but I don't know why Carnage would enact upon Torment. Like, you know, they actually bond at some point, and then Torment rejects Carnage. So a lot of it just doesn't make sense to me, and I just really don't get it. I'm not going to ruin the whole story for you guys, but there are just some moments in here where, you know, he's meeting with some guy that the idea of the death spiral, though, is that the guy who is Torment can see people's spirals. Like he can see your family spiral. It's like a tangled web. Get it? Tangled web? Because it's a Spider-Man villain. Tangled webs, Torment spirals. Get it? It's all connected somehow. Oh, you're not following? Okay, you don't give a shit? Okay, neither do I. I'm being so mean. But I'm being raw and I'm being honest, okay? Like, this is really what I felt throughout the whole thing. And it's not that it was, like, hard to read or anything. I mean, it's written by Charles Soule. He's a good writer. And I don't know what Marvel editorial went through with this. Like, I don't know what they did when they went through this. But this is just so not compelling to me. It's like he goes and he sees this guy and he explains to him how his powers work and he gives us his backstory. And then, you know, he's expecting that after he explains his psychotic nature to this guy, that this guy whose family he killed off is going to be grateful. Like, why would anyone be grateful for someone else killing off their entire family? And his reasoning might kind of make sense. Like, the idea is that family expects things from you and you're, you know, supposed to live and do all this stuff, and they're really mean to you and they do all this stuff. So you're better off without your family. I'm going to kill them all off for you. Like, what's the leap there? I don't get that. And when we find out who he actually is, I'm just kind of like, I'm very underwhelmed with this character's secret identity. Like, and why did we have to wait so long for this book? I don't get it. You know, I just really didn't feel this. But it wasn't like hard to read. Like, I'm not going to say like I struggled through this book, because look, I might shit on something, but I'm going to tell you right now, I always find redeeming factors in comics. And again, this was written well. I'm just not compelled or sold on the story. It's drawn just fine too. It kind of has like, the art kind of feels a little too Humberto Ramos-y to me. And I love Humberto Ramos on the right stuff. Like on Fantastic Four, he's fucking crushing it on Fantastic Four. Don't like him on Spider-Man. Just not a big Spider-Man fan. But honestly, Torment is starting to feel a lot like Muse to me. From Daredevil, you know, the Daredevil Muse character. Like, that's kind of how he's feeling to me, but he's like Spider-Man's version of Muse. And there is some, you know, hint at the end that his legacy will live on because apparently he died at the end of the run or whatever. That was not even made clear. Honestly, the way this entire run has gone is just, this has just been so disappointing. So this gets 1 out of 5 Onrie'S. I'm really just not a big fan of it, but it's written well. It's drawn fine, but I mean, come on, guys, I'm talking to Marvel editorial here. Guys, come on, you could do better than this. All right, like, really strong cover, by the way. This cover is strong, but like, make us. How about the best villains are supposed to be people we relate to. We can empathize with them, but we don't agree with them. I don't feel that way about Torment. I don't give a flying fuck about Torment. He is just there. They could have done a lot better with this. This is not a villain that I feel like we needed, and I think they could have done a lot better here. Honestly, come on, get your shit together. It's Spider-Man. You know, come on, let's make good Spider-Man comics again. I'm gonna have to make a hat that says like, what is it? Make Spider-Man great again. I'm gonna have to spell it out here, guys. Make Spider-Man great again. MSMGA. Massmaga. That's what it's gonna have to be from now on. Okay? Right here. MSMGA. We'll put war in there. Are you kidding me? That would have been even dumber if we would have put war in it. Only idiots put the word war in their titles. Gosh. Yeah, I'm very underwhelmed by this. This is Spider-Man. This is a flagship title. We got a movie coming out. How are they producing such underwhelming Spider-Man comics right now? Honestly. And this is no excuse. And I'm not done yet. All right? I'm like J. Jonah Jameson in real fucking time here. I'm channeling my inner J.K. Simmons here. That's why you guys are watching this show. That's why we're in episode 4 right now, and why there will likely be an episode 5. So, next book that we got here is Spectacular Spider-Man, Brand New Day. And here's the thing I love about this book. It's got a real sense of redundancy. See, it says Brand New Day on the cover. And in case you forgot, because that happens from time to time, they say it again in the book, too. I mean, like, the writer got paid his page rate just to write that line there. But in case you forgot again, all you got to do is turn the page, and then it says Brand New Day again right there. 3 fucking times in one book we got Brand New Day. I was kind of lost there. I mean, like, I was expecting a brand old night, or not. What would be the opposite of brand? A grant? No, not brand. Not grand. That I don't know. What is the opposite of brand? Let's look this up real quick. Oh, the word brand. Generic old night. I think it's called Brand New Day. I think it's called redundancy. And in fact, it's even written as a redundancy. So if you guys have played the PS4 Spider-Man game, or the Spider-Man game that came out on the Sony PlayStation, it's essentially a rehashed version of the beginning of that game. Like, Spider-Man's fighting Kingpin, and then, we're back in the Brand New Day world, and, there's some elements of that Dan Slott works in. And, of course, we got Mr. Negative, because Dan Slott's always got to shoehorn freaking Mr. Negative into every single Spider-Man story that he writes every single time. I really don't care about Mr. Negative at all. I just really don't care about Mr. Negative. The art is okay. Like, it's serviceable. But it's not really, like, compelling in the sense that, like, I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. There are some good moments, though. Like, this panel here, this action panel is really great. It's a nice setup, and it's good. But I just don't feel the stakes in Spider-Man comics anymore, and I felt this way for a long time. And again, I hate to be that guy. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I really want to enjoy Spider-Man comics. But come on, guys, this is just lazy, okay? It's a brand new day. And then we got the credits here, and then we turn the page and we got another splash, brand new day, because we need to, rehash it again. It's like, come on, we already got the point the first time. You didn't, oh, look, the book's called Brand New Day. It's not a bad issue. It's not a bad issue, actually. It's fine. It's serviceable. But is that what we're paying for? Is that why we're paying $5 a month to have this book, for a rehash story? This is a redundancy on so many levels. It's like, it's great that they got Dan Slott back. Dan Slott's run on Spider-Man was not like something I followed very closely. I've read some issues here and there, but I can't say I was the biggest fan of it. didn't particularly like. I just didn't like the idea of Brand New Day. I hated the idea of them retconning everything that was done. I hate the whole idea of like Doctor Strange magically erasing everybody's memory of who Peter Parker was and how Mephisto was involved and how we had to hit the reset button and start Peter off back in like some stupid spot where he's already been, like showing a real regression of the character, and just forcing us to enjoy it. And I'm sure there were good moments in it. You know, I think Dan Slott's a good writer. So I'm not shitting on him, and clearly he's very connected to this. This is something that really matters to him. But great question. Leonard's asking, who are my favorite Spidey writers? I really liked David Michelinie. He's my go-to Spider-Man writer. Jerry Conway was fantastic. Jerry did so much great Spider-Man stuff. Peter David did a lot of great Spider-Man stuff. J.M. DeMatteis, you know, he was the guy. Yeah, it's a new drinking game for Brand New Day. Every time I say Brand New Day, you got to take a drink. And every time I say, you know, what's the word? Generic Old Night. That's when you guys, you know, have to like not take a drink. But you know, you got a movie coming out soon, and this movie looks good. Don't you think that you should have better? We should have better Spider-Man content coming out. Like these two books are just not cutting it. This is the worst of the worst, and I knew it was going to be. These were the worst books of the week, and that's why I started with them. I start reading them and I start reviewing them. There were a lot of good books this week. Trust me. These two, I want to like Spider-Man again. I want Spider-Man. I'll tell you why I like David Michelinie as a Spider-Man writer, because David had Spider-Man actually progress as a human being. And I've had lots of conversations with different people about Spider-Man. I loved seeing Spider-Man married and having a stable life with Mary Jane. You know, like as stable as a life Spider-Man can have. And, you know, even when J. Michael Straczynski was writing it, like he kept that together. I mean, the whole Civil War thing threw everything out of whack. I think one of the biggest mistakes was revealing that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. It was sort of like a shock value that they had to kind of step away from. It's like they all immediately regretted it. And I hate how they keep bringing it up here. And sometimes the problem I have with Dan Slott is he doesn't know when to stop being funny and when to actually start being serious with Spider-Man. And what I really loved about David Michelinie's run is that things got serious. You know, things with Spider-Man were always building up. Same with JM and Jerry. Like these guys were all doing really good stuff. The Webb's book, Jonathan Caesar, I agree 100%. All that stuff was great. You know, like that's what I want to see in Spider-Man. Good Spider-Man can exist still. I just think that we need a new change in editorial management here. I don't know if we need a new editor or if the editor needs someone to just tell him like, all right, you know, like it's time to make this book great again. I really want to enjoy Spider-Man. I don't like coming on here and starting this off with how much I don't like. I love Roger Stern. Absolutely love Roger Stern. I think Spider-Man just needs better direction. And it's not even take Dan Slott off the book. It's not, you know, it's not take Joe Kelly off the book. I don't feel that way at all. I think Joe Kelly is actually a really great writer. The creators are not my problem. It's really the editorial. I'm pointing my finger directly at them because I don't think that they're doing enough to challenge the creators to do new stuff. I think they're really discouraging them, and I think that they're going in and dumbing this down for us, and we're stupid enough to keep buying it. So, and you know, that's what's happening. So that's my unadulterated opinion about this book. It also gets a 1 out of 5 honorees. Actually, I'll give this a 2 out of 5 honorees. This is better than any of the mainline stuff that's coming out right now. Well, like, look, we had a great Spider-Man book. We had Ultimate Spider-Man by Jonathan Hickman. That was a great fucking Spider-Man book. And then they canceled it. Like, fuck. We had a good Spider-Man book and you canceled it. Jesus fucking Christ. If Stan was around right now, man, he would be losing his shit. Especially after some of these covers, because some of the rest of the books I'm about to review are a lot better. But, like, man, some of them have really snoozy covers. Like, if I didn't know this book was going to come out and I was just blindly buying comics, I would not even pick them up, knowing that they're great books. We'll get to that. All right, the next book here, I was actually pleasantly surprised with this. Ultimate Endgame #4, which has had really great covers, by the way. We have Mark Brooks doing all the covers for these. Mark is an incredibly talented artist. Love his work. He is amazing. And this issue is pretty fucked up. Like, there's a lot of stuff that happens here. And it's a meaty book. Like, again, this is a big event-sized thing done by Dennis Camp. I've actually found the first 3 issues to kind of be a snooze fest. But now the stakes are rising. There's a big twist in this. Not a big twist, a big reveal. Something major happens in this that's pretty messed up at the end. And it's well done. But, like, I feel like the build-up to all this stuff and the payoff on it is just hasn't been there. I really hate that Marvel decided to just close off their Ultimate line, because it's just lingering now. And this whole Ultimate Endgame, it's like, oh my God, just take the dog out back behind the shed and put it out of its misery already. Like, we don't need any more. And then the Ultimate Farewell variant covers, like, come on, guys. Like, talk about tasteless. This has been really exhausting to get through, but this issue was actually really good. Love the artwork, love the writing, love what happens at the end. The big twist in here is not twist, but the big reveal in here is worth it. And I'm starting to feel payoff on this for investing in these, like, first 3 issues and actually in this entire universe. I feel like there's finally some payoff here. The art's pretty good. It's serviceable. It feels a lot like Javier, what's his name? Rodriguez's work, the guy who does Absolute Martian Manhunter. Yeah, Javier Rodriguez. That's kind of the art style for it. I want to see more Daredevil. I want to see more Ultimate Daredevil, because Ultimate Daredevil is very different than standard Daredevil. He's actually Daredevil, the Beyonder without fear. So they've combined Daredevil and the Beyonder. I want a whole comic series of this. Like, that's honestly what I want. And they're ending this universe. Like, there's a lot of, like, ideas that are, like, out there that work in this universe. And the fact that they're just closing this off, it's really disappointing. And everybody's like, well, they were planning to do it from the beginning. Well, then they should have done it after this Ultimate Invasion. I don't see why this is going on like this and then ending. And honestly, I really just want to see bearded Peter with his family come back. I want that to be Amazing Spider-Man. Like, get rid of this brand new day shit. I'm so tired of it. It's such a regression of Spider-Man. That was actually when I stopped reading Spider-Man comics on a regular basis for a long time, was once they did the one more day thing. That was when I was like, I'm done, I'm out, and I hadn't read a Spider-Man book in a long time, and I'd pick up random issues of Dan Slott's run, and Dan Slott was handed this job. It's not like he came to Marvel and said, I want to retcon Spidey. That was Marvel's decision, and it was a bad decision. It was a terrible decision, and they have not been able to bounce back since. And then as soon as they have a great Spider-Man book, what do? They kill off Spider-Man, and they have Carnage do it, and, Carnage does this, and then it's like he doesn't even have a role to play. He shows up for the first time in issue 3, kills Spider-Man, and it's like, okay, my job's done here. Goodbye. I'll just be, another puppet in the background. Like, that's pretty much what happened here. Like, this was the best of Ultimate Endgame, but honestly, I'm just really disappointed in the Ultimate Universe. So I'm going to give these guys a 3 out of 5 Onrie'S today. Like, these guys earned it. Like, they did. This is a good book, but I'm just overall I'm more disappointed in the direction than I am in anything else here. I think the quality of the writing and art and storytelling here are top notch, but what's pulling me back is the whole universe thing. Is just, I can't wait for this to be done so I can move on to something else and not think about it ever again. All right, now, next book. I spent yesterday catching up on Jeremy Adams's Aquaman, which I got on to after I once did a live stream with Jeremy And then I finally met him at MegaCon, and I just like the guy so much that I wanted to start reading his Aquaman. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna buy all these books, and they're all great. I mean, the covers are awesome, and everything he has done with Aquaman has been fantastic. My only criticism of this latest issue is that the cover is very misleading because you think that Black Manta is going to be in this issue. Spoiler alert: I didn't see him. I didn't see him once. I think I was paying pretty good attention to what was going on in this issue, but I did not see Black Manta at all throughout this entire book. So if you're expecting Black Manta in this book, I think you're going to be a little upset. I think he is coming because he was hinted at in the issue before. And that's the only criticism I'm going to have of this book. This was phenomenal. I love Emperor Aquaman. Everything Jeremy has been doing with Aquaman has been top notch. And it's not just Jeremy's writing, it's the artists too. John Timms and Paulo Villanelli, they're both crushing it. Now, John Timms is the mainline artist, and Paulo Villanelli, he does like some of the side stuff that's going on here. So for those of you guys who haven't been reading Aquaman, what's going on right now is the storyline starts out with Atlantis disappearing and Arthur trying to find out what has happened. He goes on an adventure, and he gets connected to the blue, which is the – what's up, Betty? The blue is, you know, the oceans and everything. He is now gone from just being, you know, like the king of the sea to a god of the sea. He is like the god of the sea, and he's connected to all oceans and everything. Like he can use water as his weapon in ways that are like amazing. Like the way Jeremy has explored Aquaman's powers in this run has been phenomenal and fascinating, absolutely fascinating. But what's really cool too is he also, in an earlier issue, recited one of my favorite poems, which is Invictus, as you know, as Aquaman was you know, battling someone. And the one thing I got to say is there's a lot of heart and passion in this. You know, if you guys have ever, you know, met Jeremy or heard him talk before or followed social media, this is a guy who's really passionate about working on comics. You can feel it in the pages, and you can feel it with the artists too. Like everybody who is on this book is committed to being on this book. It's really, really fucking good. And I've never been an Aquaman fan. I've never read Aquaman before in my entire life. Jeremy has made me an Aquaman fan. This has been fantastic. So now that's how the first run starts. You know, he's connected to the blue. He's trying to find his wife and everything, and it takes him on this really weird fucking journey. And he ends up, you know, finding out that Atlantis was shot into the future, and he has a daughter now, or like his daughter has grown up, and his wife is old and dying, but she's not. It's weird. You have to follow it. But now what's going on in Emperor Aquaman is that it's actually Mira's mother is the villain. She has a grudge with Atlantis, and so she wants to destroy Atlantis. So she creates this. She raises her old kingdom, and you know, this is all happening while Arthur is involved in the KO event. So he was gone for a while, and Mira comes back and gets trapped by her mom, and then Aquaman comes back and saves everybody. And now he becomes Emperor Aquaman because what he's trying to do now is set up lighthouses throughout all of the blue to basically protect it. And so now he's going to all these different places and meeting with these different tribes and these different like creatures and getting them to align with his cause. And it's really awesome. It's just a lot of fun. And I feel like I can really connect with these characters. I care about them. You know, I want to see what happens next. There are some confusing elements because at first he had a beard and then all of a sudden it just dissipates. I don't know why his beard just went away, but again, this is a really solid book, and this week's issue was really fantastic. I love Aquaman. Give me more Aquaman. This gets 4 out of 5 Onrie'S for sure. This is some good stuff. Really, really solid stuff. I love this. I can't believe we're already 29 minutes into this show. 30 minutes in. Wow. All right, next book I got this week was another great one. I really, really love this. Firestorm #2. So The Fury of Firestorm #2. So I've never been a big Firestorm fan per se. I've never actually read any of the comics, but I've been a lot more fascinated once I learned that Jerry Conway created this character, and he's one of my favorite Spider-Man writers. So I've started kind of like becoming more interested in the story behind the character. Dr. Stein and Ronnie Raymond coming together to form Firestorm, which is the hero that this book kind of follows. So it's kind of cool how these two merge together and how they're connected, and everything. And this book, the second issue, is really kind of revisits Firestorm's origin, which is great for me as a reader because I'm not really familiar with Firestorm. So this kind of not only helps move the story forward that they're building right now, but it reminds readers of who this character is, or at least like reiterates who this character is. And I like it, and it's clever, and the artwork's great too. I love Jeff Lemire's writing. Rafael de la Torre he shows up for the artwork. This is good stuff. I really, really like this book. It doesn't feel like it's dragging. I feel like I'm connected to these characters very much. I can relate to Ronnie Raymond. I can relate to Dr. Stein and how they have this chemistry. Like Ronnie's trying to sneak in and become Dr. Stein's assistant, even though he's like super underqualified. And he's doing it because he's trying to get a girl's attention. And Dr. Stein's like, okay, like I'm on to you now, but you want to stay and help me anyway because I see potential in you. And, Ronnie starts learning from him. And then eventually, the accident occurs that turns them both into Firestorm. And now we're kind of like brought into the current situation. And it seems like Dr. Stein and Ronnie have separated, and all Firestorm, Ronnie and Dr. Stein have all separated. And so it seems like something more notorious is going on, and it ends on a real great cliffhanger. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. This is a great book. Great cover, by the way, too. Love the cover. It's simple. It gets your interest. I like this a lot. This is a clever cover. I wouldn't say it's an eye-popping cover. Like it's not like let's find a strong cover here that I would say is eye-popping or eye-catching. Like this is just an example. Like I would say this is a more popping cover because it's like there's a lot of action here, like the cover, the lettering on the cover is, the title is smashed and things are happening. It feels like Stiltman's coming at you. Not the best cover ever, but it's not as static as this cover. This cover is a lot more static. This one has like motion. It screams, pick me up, read me. Like that's the difference between those two covers. But nevertheless, this is still a pretty good cover. I mean, it's a designy cover, and it works. And this is a really damn good book. I really like Fury of Firestorm. This is good stuff. 4 out of 5 Onrie'S. Okay. Now, this next review here has a little prenup to it because we're almost 12 issues in, all right? It's been 11 issues, and I've been reading Absolute Martian Manhunter. I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this book. I've read every single issue. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. I don't know if it's me. I don't know what's going on, but I will tell you what is going on in my head. I will show you what is going on in my head every time I open up this book, all right? This is my, impression every single time. This is the music I hear. This is the feeling I get every time I read Absolute Martian Manhunter. So if you are watching this right now, pay attention, okay? Pay very fucking close attention.
Hey, sister, just give me a chance to get next to you. Hey, my threads, baby!
How come I've never seen that?
I mean, it's like, and then I literally open up the page and it's like, hey, my threads, baby. And I hear that music, you know, like I hear it throughout the whole fucking book. I'm reading it. And maybe that's why I don't understand what's going on in this whole thing, is because I keep thinking about that. But I literally have no idea what's going on in this book. Everybody's saying, this is the most brilliant fucking book ever. Oh my God, it's better than Batman and Superman. You stupid idiot. You know, like, this is one of those books where I feel like everybody like is trying to make it seem bigger than it really is. And because it's edgier and all this stuff, I'm not feeling it. I don't get it. And maybe someone can explain this to me. Honestly, I'm doing this because I'm trying to invoke conversation and I want you to challenge me. I'm not telling you not to buy any of these books. In fact, I want you to buy these books, read them, and argue with me. Tell me I'm wrong, please. Or agree with me, and let's keep the conversation going. The idea of this book is not to get you to read less comics, it's to get you to read more comics, right? So let's go back to this. This is the penultimate issue of the entire series, all right, issue 11. And there's some really interesting designy stuff happening here. I think that this is going over my head in so many ways. Like this spread here on this page, this shot is genius. This is a stroke of genius, but it is so much happening at once that I can't really follow it. And I feel lost in the concept and what it's trying to achieve. I just can't follow this book. But please, if you've read this and you understand it, explain it to me, please. I want to understand. I really do. I want to get why everybody thinks this is so brilliant, because I'm sure it is, you know. But honestly, after reading this, we're almost at the end here, and I have no idea what the hell is going on in this book. It's just it's so much in your face. These pages are so busy. The art is busy. There's a lot happening here, and I'm not saying it's busy in a bad way. It's just it's busy. It's a lot to cram in. You know, I can't follow all this, especially when I'm reading like 10 comics in a row. I mean, it's hard to. I get there's some really cool designy elements, and you know there is a story here somewhere buried underneath all this designiness, but it's very hard to follow. It doesn't feel coherent to me. It's like it just gets. I just feel like I'm hearing that itchy and scratchy music, you know, like throughout the whole thing. And by the end of it, I'm just like, hey, my friends, baby. You know, like that's how I feel at the end of this. And now we're on the final issue. And I wish I could summarize this book for you, but I honestly have no idea what the fuck I read. And I promise you, I read the whole thing. I was paying attention the whole time. I have no idea what this book is about. If you have read it, please let me know. Let me know, please. Like, educate me. Let me know. Yeah, I don't smoke weed. I drink on occasion. So I can't rely on drugs here. I can't. Do I have to be on drugs? Should I have to be on drugs in order to enjoy this? I don't know. But man, I just can't follow this. I just can't follow it. What's up, Lorena? How you doing? So I don't know what to even. I don't even know what to say about this. Is it a? If I give this a bad review now, am I gonna revisit the entire series, read it, and realize how brilliant it was? Man, I hope so. I really hope so. I don't even know what to review this. I'm stumped. And it's not a badly made book, okay? It's not badly written. I just don't know what the hell is going on. I don't get it. And we're now at the end. This is when I should get what's going on. This is when I should feel like the most tensity. And I'm sure that the writer, if he was here right now, could explain everything to me in 2 seconds. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I get it. And I would go back and read it and have a newfound appreciation for it. I'm holding out for that because I do believe this has got more to it than what I'm saying. So I'm holding off on a review for this. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's really, I don't know. It's hard to follow this. It's very hard to follow this. And I felt like that throughout the whole thing. Everybody's been like, oh my God, absolute Martian Manhunter. Oh, blowing out my balls. You know, it's like, I just have no idea what's going on. 11 issues in. But I've seen some really great designy stuff. and I want to believe there's something deeper here. Did you read it as the trade? And if you did, what did you think of the trade? Here, I'll put Lorena's comment. Probably reads better as a trade. That's what I did. Honestly, some comics I feel are meant to be read as the quest for tapioca. See that as I held up Eddie's comment and took a big sip from my jug. I mean, it's a very designy book, and I say that in the most respectful way, because it is, and I respect the general public's opinion of this book being good, but I'm having such a hard time following it. I think there's something much deeper rooted there that I'm missing an element there, and if I can get it, I think I'll have an aha moment with it. So I do plan to reread the entire thing once it's done. I have every single issue. Every one of these books is going into my personal collection, by the way. So none of these books are for sale, at least not right now. But yeah, I mean, I want to say I want to say I'm enjoying it, but I can't follow it. I have no idea what's going on. Oh, Bentley wants to say hi. Come here, Bentley. You want to say hi? Hey, little puppy. Come here. Come say hi to everybody. Come here. Come here, buddy. Oh, there's my good boy. He's my good boy. There's Bentley. There you go, boy. He just came by for a second. I think he wanted some attention. Or he wants to get out of here. He wants something. He definitely wants something. Hey, this guy's so funny. You go, boy. You my good boy. Did you like this week's cover? All right, get out of here. Sorry. Had to have a fun pet moment. Pets are the best. All right. Next book we got here is Iron Man #5. And if this book was just on a stand, I would have passed it and never picked it up. The cover is the worst thing about this book. It is boring. I just really can't get on these covers. Brian Stegman is a great artist. I really hate his Iron Man covers. Every single cover of this series has been bad, and that's the only thing I can say that's bad about it. We got really plain, dark, mundane backgrounds, and Iron Man in the forefront, and it feels like it's clashing for some reason, but it's just a really boring cover. This is just taking up too much space here. I'm just not. I don't feel like we have enough context on what we're about to read. I'm not digging this cover. That's the only criticism I have to say, because other than that, this book is fucking dynamite. Open it up, and it's like you are taken right into the action. Boom, indeed. This is such a great series. This is one of the best Marvel books coming out right now, and the covers just don't do it justice. Honestly, let me just put this out here. I think that we need less variant covers. I think what we need more of is stronger main covers. Let's go back to that. Let's do variant covers for issues that matter. You got a first appearance, do a variant cover. You reach a milestone like issue 10 or 50 or 10 or 50 or 125, whatever, do the variant covers for that. Not every single issue of a book needs variant covers. I really just don't like this. Do variants. Okay, I'm all about variants. I do variants. You know, the way I do variants is very different than how mainstream books do it. But we don't need variants of every single book that comes out. We just don't need it. We just don't need it. I want them to focus on giving us a stronger. I think this book would sell a lot better and would be talked about a lot more if it had stronger main covers and just main covers. That's it. We definitely didn't need 15 Iron Man #5 covers today, but we got them anyway. Now, let's talk about the interiors here. Interiors are great. Josh Williamson, he is on his game with every book he is writing right now, including Superman, which is another big book that I'm reading and enjoying. This concludes the first arc of this new Iron Man story. It ends on a really great cliffhanger and sets up something at the end. It's actually not even a cliffhanger; it's a twist even, and I love it. We get something sinister, after the heroes win. This propels things into the future and makes us want to read more books. The way Tony Stark outsmarts the main villain here is great. There's just so much good stuff happening here. This is just such a great series so far. I am so invested in this. This is one of Marvel's best titles right now. If it wasn't for the cover, I would give it a 5 out of 5, but it's going to get a 4.5 out of 5 from me. It is really just goddamn good. I don't know where my rating system comes from. I'm just pulling it out of my ass this week. We'll have to come up with a better secure system. But again, these covers are just awful. Like, this is the cover for the next issue. And it's like, what, we're supposed to carry that Spider-Man looks dopey on the cover of the next issue of Iron Man? Like, take Spider-Man off the cover if you're not going to make him look dynamic alongside, Iron Man. This is, I'm so sad because I feel like the way Marvel is treating Spider-Man is it's so terrible. And like, look, these are all your variant covers that you're getting with the next issue. Do you need them? Do you want them? No. It's like, we don't need any of these variant covers. Like, save it for something else. Like, gosh, like, we just don't need all these variant covers. Who's even ordering all these anyway? Like, yeah, I want the Iron Man 5B cover. Let me get the 5C and D and E cover. Like, how about you just take more time and get more out of these covers here, Get the guy who's doing the interiors to do this. What's his name? Carnero. Or her name, I don't know. Let's see. Artist's name is Carmen Carnero. Yes, it's a female artist. My apologies. With Jan Belladua. These artists, they should be doing the covers. They're fucking great. Their interiors are amazing. Why aren't they doing the covers? Why are we getting Ryan Stegman covers that are boring? Ryan Stegman is great. But these covers are not. It's like even the threat here is like dissipates in the background. He doesn't stand out at all. He's the bad guy. I mean, again, let's compare it to the Spider-Man cover that I was showing you guys. Which one was it? That other one, Stiltman. It's fucking Stiltman on the cover, and it's more dynamic. Like, look at this in comparison to this. See how Stiltman is like ruling this goddamn book, and it's fucking Stiltman, but he is ruling the cover. He's the villain. And then you got this here, and it's like, here's the villain. He's blending in with the background. Man. But that is the only bad thing I can say about this book. Everything else about it is fucking knocking it out of the park. It is a really damn good book. Really damn good book. 4 stinkies, no pinkies. Sounds like an honor rating system. Yeah, it is. But it's, again, it's a great series. I love every issue so far. I just wish we had better covers for this. And I always stick with A covers. Very rarely do I go with variants. Not a big variant guy. That's me personally. Unless the variant really sticks out to me. I'll give you an example of one that does. Jim Lee's Dark Knight Returns variant that he did. Let me show you guys. You guys have seen this cover. This cover is so damn good. I almost want to like homage it myself. It's brilliant. This has been my favorite piece of artwork this year, in all honesty. I'm going to share my screen real quick in case you guys have seen it. So, like, I'm all for variants when they're strong variants. If it's a strong variant, like, sign me up. I'm all for that. That is a fucking strong variant. I really love that. That's great. And there are times when I think variants can really, really work. And when you're going to do it, set it up. Make it an event. Don't just put out variants for the sake of putting out variants. Make us care. Make it an exciting thing. Don't release books, fucking lunch books every goddamn time. That's what Stan was doing. And I get it. It's hard when you're releasing all these issues every month, but you know, it's like, I almost wish that they would just kind of like ease up on the workload. Stop trying to put out so much content and focus on the content that you're putting out. I think we would have a lot more readers and a lot more people invested. And I think we would appreciate the content that is coming out more if less was coming out frequently, you know? But it is what it is. And this is still a great book. So fuck the covers. I care about the inside of the book. I'm not judging this book by its cover. I'm judging it by its interiors. You're supposed to read these comics, and they are great. This is a good one. This is awesome. May have been my favorite book of the week. The next one's a strong contender, Captain America #11. This is so good right now. My gosh. It's Chip Zdarsky on Captain America. A little convoluted. There's times when I'm really getting lost in this story because of all the tie-ins and all the things and the way this was initially promoted as it being a retelling of Captain America's first battle with Dr. Doom. No, it's not what it is. It's set in the current universe and everything. But Valerio Schiti's artwork in this is just amazing. It's just like you never get bored of looking at his artwork here. And my favorite writer, Chip Zdarsky, is on this book, and he's crushing it. He's doing a good job. This is amazing. This spread here, or like this splash here, is so fucking strong. So much going on that's good in this book. So what's going on right now is there's revolution in Latveria in the wake of Doom's death. Red Hulk wants to basically take control of Latveria and turn it into an American territory. Captain America has been hired by S.H.I.E.L.D. to stabilize the region and help them basically set up their own government. And then other governments are trying to instill their ideals onto Latveria. Everybody's got their own agenda. And that is a perfect setup for a Captain America story. And it perfectly resembles a lot of things that are going on in current conditions and stuff like that. I love that you have Red Hulk and Captain America, who are both government agents, or government, related characters facing each other. And I don't think Red Hulk is someone that you're meant to like. He's not a good guy. He's an asshole. He's General Ross, and General Ross has his bone to pick with Latveria. If you read the Red Hulk series, what happens there is during the One World Under Doom storyline, Doom kidnaps Red Hulk and does a bunch of experiments on him. So, General Ross is not the biggest fan of Dr. Doom. For him, turning Latveria into an American territory is his revenge for what Dr. Doom did to him. It's taking his land from him. So I can relate to what General Ross feels. I can also understand where Cap is coming from too, because Cap sees the idealism of America, and America is not a country that is trying to conquer territories. It's trying to liberate them. It's trying to give people the ability to live in societies where they're free to speak their mind and free to pursue their dreams and to do all that. And that is a very real thing. As the son of immigrant parents who came from Soviet Russia, I have to tell you guys, the more I pay attention to it, and especially after writing Marx and everything, and having explored all the things with Russian communism, we really do take for granted what we have here in America. A lot of people think, oh, this is like Nazi Germany here. It's like, no, it's not. Like, being in America, we have freedoms and opportunities that other people in the world will never have. And I've actually seen it. I've actually been there. I've spent a lot of time in Kazakhstan. I've traveled the world. I've gone to Korea. I've gone to Israel. I've gone to all these different countries. I've gone to Turkey. I've been everywhere, okay? I've been everywhere, man. And I will tell you that this is the greatest country in the world because we have the ability to pursue our dreams. We can do what we want to do here. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. It's hard. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. It's got lots of problems. But there is something about this American experiment that works, especially for me as a comic creator. There's nowhere else you could do this. Not to this extent. Maybe it's getting a little bit easier now, but that's only because, people are working hard here and it's kind of paying off, right? But there's a lot of themes in this book that I think if you're paying attention to it, you can really start to, see this stuff, you can really relate to it in a way that, connects to what's going on in today's world. I was going to show you another page, but it was kind of spoilery. Here's another non-spoilery page. Great cover too. Fucking great cover. See, like Captain America, the background and foreground is meant to, feel claustrophobic. It's making Captain America like, he's clearly outnumbered here. But then you got the Red Hulk, which is the main threat here. They're both facing off. The cover delivers on the promise of the book itself, unlike that Aquaman book where we saw the Black Manta, but on the cover, but no Black Manta in the book. That's kind of a weird oversight. And again, not critiquing anything else about the book because I really liked Aquaman. You guys heard my review of Aquaman, but this is a really great cover. This is one of those covers where I would say if I saw it on a bookshelf, I would pick it up. It's not designy. This is a cover that makes you want to pick it up. Could use a little bit more context, like maybe a burst balloon, setting up for something like Cap versus Red Hulk. Is this the end? Something that gets us to pick it up. But this ends on a great note, like on a great cliffhanger. It's setting up for something cool. I'm really interested to see where we go next. Captain America 11 came out this week. This is the third issue of Captain America I've reviewed. We've done 4 episodes, and every single one of them I've reviewed Captain America books. They've been shooting out Captain America books like bullets from a gun. Literally, I've done this show for 4 weeks in a row, and I've reviewed 3 issues of Captain America. So they are pumping this out, and it is good. It is very, very good. I am loving Captain America right now. You should be on this book. And now the final book of the evening that I'm going to review. It's been an hour. I can't believe it. We're almost at an hour already. This is fantastic. The final book I'm going to review tonight is Absolute Batman number 20. And this was my pick of the week. This is my 5 out of 5-er. And I'm not just saying that because everybody's talking about this book and loving it, because you guys heard my thoughts on Absolute Martian Manhunter. I'm kind of stumped on that. This is just so good. And now it's not just good, it's genuinely disturbing. Like, this doesn't give anything away, so I'm going to show it to you guys, but there is a shot of Absolute Joker in here that is just genuinely disturbing. You see all these little babies here? These look like the Robins. Like, that is fucked up. And it's like, that's like the first thing you see when you read this is Absolute Joker. You thought that Snyder forgot about him, but no, he's back, And there's some really disturbing stuff that happens in this issue. Great setup stuff. It's like, it's so interesting and fascinating how they have redefined the Batman world. Like, here's Riddler, and he's just so wonderfully weird here, connecting himself to this big computer and spewing out riddles. But it's hard to kind of determine, is he the bad guy here? Are Batman's rogues the bad guys in this world, or are they actually the ones who are going to help him? Because I think it's made very clear in the issue before it that the Robins are actually funded by the Joker. So the Robins of this universe are not Batman's allies. So, and we've seen that Killer Croc actually helped Batman defeat Bane in the last arc. So, are the bad guys the bad guys? Is Two-Face going to be a bad guy? Is Penguin going to be a bad guy? Is it going to be a mix? Like, what's going on here? So, Batman goes to Blackgate Prison to interrogate Joe Chill about the murder of his father. And there's an excellent sequence here with Scarecrow. Scarecrow gets developed a bit more here. And this is disturbing too. Absolute Scarecrow shows up in this and is actually really messed up. The villains in this series are just otherworldly, other level. Like it's crazy. It's a very hyped up book. This is a very overhyped book, I would say. But for me, it's delivering. I can understand what's going on. I'm invested. This is just some really strong storytelling here. Nick Dracota's artwork is great. Scott Snyder is showing up. Everything is doing its job in this book. This is really magnificent. There's a reason why there's so much buzz around this. There's a reason why this book is so hot. And I see it and I feel it. And this is a great series. 5 out of 5 Onrie'S on Absolute Batman 20. This was a great issue. So fantastic. And it just makes me that much more sad that we're not getting Spider-Man books. But there will come that day when we do get good Spider-Man books. I know it. I almost feel like we're right around the corner from it, you know? But I really just want to see something get really shaken up at the core with Spider-Man. Like, I want to see Spider-Man get shaken to the core so much that they really have to challenge themselves to make it Marvel's greatest book again. And I will give my good friend Jim Salicrup a lot of credit for having done this. He turned Spider-Man into the best-selling comic in history with his relaunch in the 90s by putting Todd McFarlane on. He turned Spider-Man into the best-selling comic. And, you know, that meant something back then. And you know, say what you will about that Torment series, the one that Todd McFarlane did. It wasn't the best Spider-Man story ever. But, you know, it had so much more going for it than, you know, redundant old plots and, you know, plot you don't even care about and villains you don't care about. Yeah, I just didn't care for these Spider-Man books, but I want to care about Spider-Man again. I want good Spider-Man books. But some great stuff came out this week. Again, I really enjoyed Ultimate Endgame. This was great. Again, Aquaman, this is fucking awesome. Aquaman's great. I never thought I'd like Aquaman, but here I am reading it. Feel the same way about Firestorm. Never thought I'd care about Firestorm. Here I am reading it. This, I don't know what the fuck to think about this. Like, I'm still like hearing that music in my head. Iron Man, also great. You know, Cap was great. And then, you know, Absolute Batman. So this has been great. I really enjoyed this week's comics. There's a lot of good stuff out there. What am I going to be reading for the rest of the week now? So I'm still reading Rick Remender's Captain America run. I recently picked up the holofoil facsimiles of Batman Year 2. So I'm going to start reading that tomorrow, and I got to read Dark Knight Returns 3. I'm still on my hunt for the rest of Daredevil, Frank Miller's Daredevil series. I'm trying to get the entire run. This is for my personal collection, and I am getting close. I'm about, let's see, as of today, 10 issues away from completing my run. So I'm hoping these next string of conventions will give me the opportunity to pick up all those books, and then I'll be done collecting them, and that will be great. I'm also reading Tom King's Batman run, which has been a little underwhelming, but I'm in for it, so I'm reading it. What else was I reading? I think that's it because I caught up on Aquaman now. The next thing I got to catch up on now is Green Lantern, so I can start reviewing Green Lantern as well because I'm on that now. But great week for comics, and thanks for showing up tonight, guys. This was a lot of fun. Love doing this. Yeah, thanks, Megan. I appreciate it. This is the one thing I love about this show is I am not selling anything on this show. I'm just, you know, talking about comics. This is a show where I talk about stuff rather than sell it. But that's the whole point of comics, in my opinion. If you're not talking about comics, then you have no business selling comics. You know, it's like you got to read this stuff. You got to know what's out there, and you got to be passionate about it. You got to be excited about the books that are coming out. And there's some really great stuff happening right now. I feel like we're getting some build up to issue 1000 of Amazing Spider-Man. You know, I think there's going to be a lot of variance in between here and there, but you know, we're slowly getting there. We're like 5 issues away, which is crazy. So just think about it. Spider-Man's going to hit issue 1000 in 5 issues. So yeah. All right. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon For those of you guys who missed my Tuesday show, tomorrow afternoon I'm going to be showcasing all new stuff. Got a whole bunch of goodies over the last couple of weeks. Not a lot of it moved yesterday, so you guys will have a chance to stock up, build your boxes. 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I will see you guys. So that's my afternoon show, and it's the last show I'm going to do for the week. And yeah, it's going to be fun end of the week. I hope so. I mean, I'm sure the Spider-Man. Creators are probably not fond of my reviews of what I've been saying about their books. Probably Ryan Stegman would want to punch me in the face for what I said about his cover. Jeremy Adams would probably kick me in the shin for commenting on how Black Manta was not in this issue of Aquaman, even though his helmet's on the cover. Maybe he was there, we just didn't see him yet. I definitely think that Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez would be like, how do you not dig what we're doing, man? How do you not you're not dope enough to get it, you dig? I mean, seriously. Forget the whole Krav Maga thing. These guys would all kick my ass. They all knew what I thought. And look, here's the thing. I know how hard it is making comics, so I'm giving you guys my thoughts on these comics, not because I don't want you to read them. Not at all. In fact, I promise you guys, I'm going to come across these books at some point in a dollar bin. Promise you. This is all tuition for me. This is all going into my personal collection. This is tuition for me so that I can tell you guys what it is when I find it in a dollar bin and sell it for $2. I can tell you that, when I find this Iron Man book in a dollar bin, that it's fucking great and that you should read it. It's like, and I can tell you why it's great because I have read it and, we've reviewed it now. So, there is, even if I don't like a book, that's not me telling you don't read it. In fact, I encourage you to read it and challenge me. Tell me why it's great. Change my opinion. Make me like it because I want to like it. I don't like hating comics. I know how much work goes into them. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, see, I got Jay to read Iron Man. I'm so glad you like it because it is a great series so far. This is the best Iron Man we've had in a long time. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow afternoon at the times I mentioned. We're going to talk more about comics, showcase comics. Tomorrow's the buying day, so come on tomorrow and buy. We did get our books today. Some of them came damaged, and I'm looking into figuring that out. That's not going to affect Kickstarter fulfillment at all because most of the books that got damaged were Warline books. So all our usage and stuff pretty much arrived in one piece. There's only like one box, but that's not going to affect fulfillment at all. So there we go. All right. Take care. Have a good night. Love you guys. See you guys next time. Take care.